What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into the video today,
Let me tell you something.
I just want to say I really appreciate everybody for the likes, views, comments, subscribe, all the things. Honestly, definitely helps me stay motivated to keep posting videos and keep putting out content. Hopefully something that I put out helps you guys out, gives you a tip to make a little bit more money or make your deliveries faster, or, even if it's something that I do that's wrong, you learn, hey, I shouldn't do that. The goal of this channel is to make it where you guys are making as much money possible, and any tips that I learn, I'm going to give to you guys. So hopefully we all get out there and make money if you're doing gig work. On top of that, if there are any new apps that come out that seem like the money's going to be good, I'm going to try those out. This channel is not going to be all about just delivery apps. I do want to do some other delivery ones as far as like the courier, medical courier. I'm going to do a video or two on those. I've been kind of playing around, signing up for a few of those, and I'm going to try them out. It's going to be work at home jobs. I'm going to be finding ones online that I used to do and things that, places that are still hiring, whether it be like a transcription or freelance type things like that, where you can make money. So those will be some of the videos that come on this channel. So don't think it's all going to be just gig work and, Uber Eats, Amazon Flex, things like that. I promise you, I'm going to try and put out whatever I think is going to help you guys make money. This video actually came about because I was doing a Instacart order the other day, and I was filming, some content when I was walking through doing the shopping, and I had my lav mic on and my camera out, and there was a lady that stopped me, and she asked me exactly what it was I was doing. I explained to her, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I do gig work, deliveries, dinner delivered, Instacart, things like that. And I post the content, hopefully to help people out. She asked me, what kind of money I made, if it was worth it, if it was something that she should look into for just doing, a little bit of side money. So that's kind of where we're at. That's why I decided to do this video, but we'll go ahead and kind of jump into it. So the big question, is it worth it? In my opinion, it depends. Your situation is going to be different than my situation and someone else's. The biggest thing is, I will say, the people that, in my opinion, it's perfect for, no questions asked. If you're a high school graduate, college, if you're in college doing things like that. I know when I was 18, graduating high school, kind of doing the whole thing, going into college, serving was the go-to because you had flexibility. I could work a serving shift, go in, make 75 to 150, sometimes $200 a shift, be in and out. And then, like I said, it was a flexible schedule for the most part. If it was where I was scheduled and I had a test coming up, typically you could find somebody to cover your shift and have the night off. But that's kind of where we're at with the gig work right now. In my opinion, it's going to be perfect for the college kids, high school graduates, just because you're your own boss to an extent, and you're going to have to learn a little bit of responsibility because nobody's going to push you to make these deliveries or go and do, these apps. You're going to have to get out. So you're going to learn a little bit of responsibility getting out, because if you do have bills or you're wanting to have that cash, you got to force yourself to go do it, number one. But it is going to give you that flexibility. If you are in college, if you have a test coming up, just don't work that day. Or, hey, study, and when you need a break, maybe you need an hour just to rest your mind, reset, recharge, whatever you want to call it. Go do a couple deliveries, make 20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. That can be your lunch, dinner, whatever it is, but it'll definitely get those juices flowing. You're out moving around, you come back and you're ready to study. So the flexibility side of it is perfect for a high school graduate, college student, something along those lines. Next, in my opinion, it's going to be perfect for someone who just wants to do it on the side to either maybe make a little bit of money to pay off a credit card, make that car payment, if you want to save up money for a holiday trip, whatever it may be. This is the perfect job for that. You can work your regular job throughout the week, and then on Saturday, Sunday, work about 5 or 6 hours. And typically you're going to be able to make 75 to 100 bucks in that 5 to 6 hours, if not more. You figure that up. If you're just doing Saturday, Sunday, half the day, that's an extra $800 a month that you can make doing deliveries. You could pay a credit card off fairly quickly with that, or you do it for 2, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. That's going to pay for whatever vacation you want to take. And it's money that you're not taking out of your typical salary to pay for. So it's perfect in those situations. Outside of that, is it something that I think you could give up your daytime job or your current, money-making job for? Again, it depends. Every city is going to be different. Everybody's situation is different. If it's something where your salary you're making in that 55 to 65,000 range, definitely think you could make it by switching to this. There are a bunch of things to take into consideration though if you're going to go that route. The second you leave that full-time job that you have no insurance. So keep that in mind. That does open you up to be able to get marketplace insurance or ACA insurance. I used to sell healthcare insurance, so it's one of those, I know that industry very well, and I know a lot of it is dictated by what you're making, for the year is the plan that you're able to get on. If you're making below, I think it was 23,000 when I was in. If you're making below that, you can typically find a health insurance plan for practically nothing. Like I said, you're not going to totally lose insurance. You're going to pay a little bit, so keep that in mind. Your workplace insurance is gone. On top of that, the wear and tear that you're going to put on your vehicle. I can almost guarantee if you're doing this full time, you're going to go through a set of tires a year minimum. So that's another $1,000 you're going to spend out. On top of that, gas. You're going to be spending, I know with my vehicle, I get really good gas mileage for my vehicle, but I still fill up 3 times a week. So that's at least $90 that it takes me to fill up 3 times. That's going to be coming out of the money you're making. So always take that into account. You're going to have expenses on the side that you're having to fork money out for. So all this isn't clear profit. On top of that, at this point, you're a 1099 employee. So that means you're going to have to start paying taxes out of what you're making. So my advice is everything that you make on a shift, pull 10% out of. If I'm making $100, I'm pulling $10 out, put in a separate account. That way, when tax time comes, I've got, even if I don't have the full amount, do have a good chunk saved up that will go toward paying my taxes. Maybe I overestimated, and even better, I'm able to pay my taxes off and I have a little nest egg saved up for that. So keep that in mind. It's definitely one of those where if you are able to make it on it, great. I know where I live at in Nashville, it's a bigger city, and you would think the money would be great here. I know I've seen guys that are on here on YouTube that have put out videos where they do these $400 a day challenge, 500, 700, blah, blah, blah. There was a kid the other day. I would love to have the kind of drive he had. He did I think he was trying to push for 100-hour week. He stopped it at like 70, close to 70 hours, I believe. But he made almost $1,500 that week, which is, can't beat that. That's good money. The other thing to keep in mind is you're not working this whole time when you're doing it. In that 60, 70 hours, whatever, he didn't work that full amount. I think he actually did the breakdown, and it was like 44 hours that he actually worked. The rest of that time was sitting in the car, driving, things like that. Again, keep that in mind. You're not working, and again, it's not hard work. You're driving, you're shopping for groceries, and you're taking stuff and putting on somebody's porch. It's not hard work. But it's definitely one of those where if you're considering it, thinking about it, I 100% would say do the deliveries a couple times and see if it's something that you enjoy or that you think you would enjoy. Keep doing before you give up, like I said, your full-time job. I know with me, I don't mind driving. I usually, as soon as I get in the car, I'm going to throw a podcast or something along those lines on, and time flies by. If I'm doing deliveries that are out a far distance, that 100% breaks it up and it makes it fly by. Typically with the Amazon Flex, things like that, Amazon Flex, you don't know where your delivery is going to be. So when you do those, it's a guaranteed $60 to $100 or whatever, depending on what area you're in, that you're going to make on those shifts. But just like in my first video I posted, if you haven't seen it, it's going to be right here. But my first delivery that I did with Amazon Flex, I just in that one day, in a 2.5, 3 hour span, roughly, I drove 160, 170 miles, I think, which was insane. I did finish the delivery quick because once I got there, I mean, it wasn't a huge city, but it was the fact I had to drive an hour to get to the place to make the first delivery and drive, around there, and then driving an hour back to get home. So keep that in mind. You might enjoy doing rideshare. Me personally, I've done it once, and it was just awkward. I don't like having some random person I don't know in my car. Keep that in mind. You need to find one that you enjoy doing. I don't mind doing the shopping side of it. It's easy. Plus, once you do these stores a couple times, you know exactly where everything's at, and you can be in and out in no time. Same thing with the dinner delivered type apps where you're just doing food delivery pickups. Those, you're just walking into a restaurant, picking the bag up, and taking it to the customer. That's as easy as you're going to get. They're not going to pay top dollar like some of the shopping apps and everything else. So again, keep that in mind. The other thing to take into account too, which is what I'm working on right now, I do think it's one of those that's going to unlock a bunch of stuff for me once I get to that point. Certain apps like Instacart, DoorDash, they have certain tier levels that after you do so many deliveries opens up better deliveries, catering, things like that. So that's kind of my goal within the next month and a half, is to hit platinum and gold or diamond or whatever it is on those two apps, to hit the highest rank. And then I can post some of that stuff on there to show you guys, because maybe that's what it takes in my area to get to the point where I can have these $400 days. But we'll see when it gets to that point. I guess to summarize everything or sum it all up, there's no correct answer. It really depends on the person, your situation, and the area you live in. I can guarantee my area is not going to be the same as what your area is, but that's why I say play around. Don't stick to one zone. Try different zones out, as long as you don't mind driving 15-20 minutes outside of your house area where you're at, just to see what the money's like in that area. You might find one that you drive 20 minutes away, but you're able to make $200 a day versus $100 by your house. In my opinion, that's worth it. So just try it out. If you have any questions about any of these driving gigs, I've tried the majority of them so far, and comment down below if you have any questions on which one I think is the best, where you can make money, or maybe you've had issues on some of yours and you have a question. I might be able to help out. If I can't, maybe somebody in the community has an answer to what you're asking. But I do appreciate you guys watching this video. Again, please continue to watch, like, subscribe, comment down below. Hopefully this video helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.